Sure, he's the keynote speaker at an event put on by the Islamic Circle of North America, or ICNA.
And what exactly, is it a fundraiser tonight?
It's a fundraising banquet, yes.
And what is he, has he ever been convicted of anything?
No, he hasn't been convicted. He was on the list of unindicted co-conspirators for the 1995 trial dealing with the 1993 bombing of the World Trade Center.
Where is he from exactly?
He's from Brooklyn, New York.
Where is his origins from? Is he American?
I believe he is American, yes.
And how do we know that he has some ties to the 1993 bombing?
Well, it's a fairly lengthy story, but to make a long story short, when the precursor of Al-Qaeda, Maktab al-Khidmat, had defeated the Soviets in Afghanistan, they set their sights on the United States. So the leaders of Maktab al-Khidmat had traveled to the United States to try to find mosques that would help them set up shop. And the main mosque that they did so was in the Al Farouk Mosque in Brooklyn, New York. They set up something called the Al-Khifa Refugee Center inside of Al Farouk, and these different mosques throughout New York and New Jersey were affiliating with each other with the precursor of Al-Qaeda, and it happened to be that this imam, Siraj Wahaj's mosque, At-Taqwa Mosque, was one of those centers where all of these individuals were affiliating with each other. So he became very close with the alleged bomb maker of the attack, Clement Rodney Hampton-El, and the spiritual leader of the attack, the blind Sheikh Omar Abdul Rahman, who was actually alleged to have written the fatwa, the religious ruling for the murder of Anwar el-Sadat after Sadat signed a peace treaty with Israel. So these were the individuals, two of the main individuals. He's also affiliated with a couple of other individuals who had been convicted with regards to the 1993 attack. But these two individuals in particular were two of the main individuals involved with the 93 attack. And they were.
Has he arrived yet?
I don't know the answer to that. I don't know.
Thank you very much, Joe.
Thank you so much, Joe, for having me here today. It's always great to come out. I love the grassroots, and I love really just educating the public about what's happening in their own backyard, right? So many people, they have no idea what is happening in their country, let alone their own backyard. If you were to walk down the street or talk to the people who are driving by and you were to tell them, hey, did you know that inside that hotel is a co-conspirator in the 1993 World Trade Center bombing, they probably wouldn't even know what the hell you were talking about, right? Well, this is a problem that we have in our country, right? And it's one of the reasons why I was inspired to run for Congress. I'm running for Congress now in Florida's 21st Congressional District against Lois Frankel. And I've spent my career thus far working as an undercover investigative journalist with Project Veritas, and then I started my own media company. And a lot of what I did was confronting these jihadists and exposing a lot of these pro-Sharia, radical Islamic candidates, people like Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib, people like Linda Sarsour. My investigations led to the shutdown, really, of the Women's March and the expose. And what these people all have in common is that they have all fundraised with Siraj Wahaj, right? Siraj Wahaj is I would say, Joe, you probably would agree with this, he is probably the number one go-to choice for imams in America by these Islamic organizations, because when he has events like this, they raise hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars sometimes at these banquets, okay? And it was at the ISNA convention in Chicago where Linda Sarsour, who is now, right, to put this into perspective for you, to just show you how infiltrated our government has become by these radical jihadists, right? People like Siraj Wahaj, people like Ilhan Omar, people like Rashida. Linda Sarsour is now serving as a top surrogate for Bernie Sanders' campaign, okay? I just got a news alert on my phone before taking this podium that Bernie Sanders is going to be the winner of the Nevada caucus, okay? So it's looking like Bernie Sanders is going to be the nominee for the Democrat Party, and he has Linda Sarsour working on his campaign. Well, why do I mention Linda Sarsour? Well, it was at the ISNA convention in Chicago 2 years ago, right? 2 years ago, where Linda proclaimed that Siraj Wahaj was her mentor and her favorite person. Her mentor and her favorite person is a man who is a co-conspirator, right? They call him an unindicted, but unindicted doesn't mean you're innocent, all right? Unindicted doesn't mean you're innocent. And there's a sign right there to show that, right? Unindicted doesn't mean you're innocent. And this is who Linda Sarsour, who is having direct access, right, to the man who is going to probably be the Democrat nominee for president, is saying. Well, what else does he do? Well, how many of you remember the story in the news about a year ago where there was this compound in New Mexico, right? Remember this compound where they were training children to be jihadist school shooters, and they found all these malnourished children? That was Siraj Wahaj's son, who's also named Siraj Wahaj, who was running a terrorist compound in New Mexico where they were starving and abusing children, and they were training them, according to the FBI and law enforcement officials, to carry out school shootings, right, jihadi school shootings, and they were also planning a terrorist attack at the Grady Hospital in Atlanta. Okay, this is all what they were doing. And Siraj Wahaj was well aware of what was going on at this compound because he had been sending care packages, is what he called them, care packages to his son and the family there, where his grandson, who was 3 years old at the time, was starved to death and left to rot on the property. Okay, these are the people, Siraj Wahaj and his family, 1 degree of separation. You have Islamic fundraisers in this country, whether it be ISNA, ICNA, CARE, Engage, all of these Muslim Brotherhood-tied organizations having political fundraisers, having what they call social justice events for people like Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar, who they have endorsed, okay? And Siraj Wahaj and Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib, they have spoken side by side. They have raised money at the same events both prior to becoming members of Congress and since becoming members of Congress. I was in Woodland Hills, California in March, right? So about a year ago. And it was at that event where Ilhan Omar, how many of you remember when she said some people did something, right? That's how these people summarize what happened on 9/11. Okay, the murder, the brutal murder of nearly 3,000 Americans. Some people did something. Yeah, well, Siraj Wahaj was at that event too. You know that? Siraj Wahaj was at that event with Ilhan Omar, who was sitting on our Foreign Affairs Committee in Congress with access to our classified information.